Hello and welcome to another episode. Every Sunday. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time, please hit the subscribe button for us so you can subscribe and be notified if we have a new content to drop. This every Sunday. If it's your first time, like I said, please subscribe. In today's episode, we'll pilot and see how we can get started with it. Look at the environment and try to create a very simple Copilot based off of a website of your choosing. If this sounds like something that is of interest to you, join me in a bit and let's get into it. Don't go anywhere, stick and stay. Awesome. Like I said, welcome to the show. If this is your first time joining us, please smash that subscribe button, share with your friends, invite people to watch. Thank you very much for making, a date with me on the show today. So let's start off by welcoming all of you wherever where you are joining us from. Just feel free to just say hi. Let's know where you're joining us from, and let's know where you're watching us from. If it's on Facebook, if it's on YouTube, if it's on LinkedIn, just let's know where you're watching from. First of all, I'd like to say sorry for the last series, which was Demystify Tech. There was a bit of a sound issue. I hope that, yes, Key, we are here again. Hopefully, so kindly do me the favors and try to monitor the channel for me. If there is anything you see unusual, if the sound is not too good, just prompt me there and I will try as much as possible to try to figure out what's going on. So like I was saying, today we'll be talking about everything Microsoft Copilot Studio, which is pretty much the universal or metamorphosized Power Virtual Agent, and we're going to take a look at that. Before their birthday to Shika Calivo, now Shika Fedat. Happy birthday. Hey, thank you, Popula, from joining all the way from Nigeria. Thank you so much for doing that with us. Like I said, if it's the first time you're joining us, please subscribe. Very simple. You can scan this QR code up here, and that would actually connect you with me on YouTube and all the other social channels. So the all-new Microsoft Copilot Studio. I gave an intro in the very last episode of the Power series where I shared with you how it's more, pretty much evolved and unified into from Power Virtual Agent into the Copilot. So today, let's come here. Let's go to the bench, and I will be showing a few things. First of all, and then we can take it from there. And whilst that's happening, please feel free if you have any questions about the entire Power Platform or help you understand it much better. I'm trying as much as possible to break it down, very simplistic, easy to use, and I'll give you the resources on where to go with it. So let's go to our workbench. So first of all, I mentioned that a lot of things I'm going to be doing on the Power Platform requires you to have some kind of subscription or license, right? However, Microsoft has got this developer program that gives you access to some of these licenses that you can use to learn, you can use to prototype, build, and try things out. So I would developer.microsoft.com. You go to my website, sadranyi.me. I have a whole tutorial on how to join, set up your account. What this does is it's going to give you some E5 license and set up, have a license to run all these things. Hey, hello, Tiwa. Thanks for joining. Welcome. Thanks for joining from Facebook. Invite your friends to join and don't forget to subscribe. So go through it. What this gives you is a free developer instance sandbox. So like I said, you're going to get free, renewable 90 days Microsoft 365 E5 developer subscription. You get Sandbox to do a lot of try things like from Teams, try things from Copilot Studio, which you do. Now, Copilot Studio gives you, I think, 90 days, 60, 90 days. So pretty much go try that. I said, this is a developer sandbox that gives you access to Graph, SharePoint, Teams, adaptive cards, and all the good stuff. So today, I'll be using my developer tenant to walk you through the whole concept of the Microsoft Copilot Studio. So let's get started here. And let's go to Microsoft Copilot. It's just, usually just go through what it has for us, and then we will log on to that. So I think somewhere last from a colleague, who was asking what was the difference between GitHub Copilot and Microsoft Copilot and all this Copilot stuff. And I was like, well, take it literally. The term or the name Copilot refers to exactly what it is. It's a Copilot, right? That's by you. Create things. That's what it is. Hey, George, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate you joining. If you have any questions, today we're talking about Microsoft Copilot Studio. We'll create our first Copilot, as we call it, from any website, any website at all. But I think to make it relatable, we will probably try to create it from a government website or any website of your choosing. So whilst we get to that side, if you're on the stream, hey, Mr. Ifa, thank you so much for joining the show. So if you create, will be to leverage generative AI. So if you have a website, right, in mind that you want us to create our, and I'll pick just one of the website, or I'll just keep adding any website you drop, I'll add it to it, and then we can use that to create a Copilot. You see how easy it is. So Copilot Studio, like I mentioned, is Power Virtual Agent before. It is an evolution of that into a Copilot Studio, which ideally is bringing the capabilities of AI and generative AI and all that open AI, all the Microsoft AI stuff. We're putting everything together, and that makes it your one-stop shop in creating AI experiences, right? That's what it is. Now, back to the question. So a friend was asking me, what's the difference between Copilot and what it is like. It is a Copilot that is helping you to develop and build things. Okay, I see. So there's one already, gis.gov.gh. Okay, so we're going to add that to the Copilot we're going to create. So stick and stay. So whether it is GitHub Copilot or Microsoft Copilot or whatever Copilot it is just a Copilot. However, Microsoft has just decided to include the term Copilot in the name of the product. So there is Windows Copilot. So if you look closely to on my desktop here, yeah, so here, if you look closely on my taskbar, you will see the Windows Copilot, and it's in preview. So there is a Windows Copilot. There is the Copilot in most of the Power Platform tools, right? You're going to see that as we evolve. So what do we have in the Microsoft Copilot Studio? Well, being able to customize Copilot for Microsoft 365, some Copilot and GPTs. In the last episode, I made mention that now ChatGPT allows you to create GPTs, and I showed you an example of that. You can use Copilot Studio to create that. So literally, it has become just your one platform. Hey, some of your voice is breaking intermittently. You may need to check it out. Well, yes. So it looks like we are having the same issue again. I'm not sure what's happening, but let's see. I'll try as much as possible to reduce the volume of the clipping to see if that helps. Thank you, Popola, for that update. It's in the last series, but I checked everything in terms of the software side of things. It doesn't look like it's a problem, but I think change my cables or stuff like that to figure out. But the microphone is fine. The filters are fine. But let's keep tracking it for a while and see. And hopefully we will figure a way. But thank you so much for that. So it's just a unified place for you to build all these things. So it helps you. You can customize yourself. You can build, and then also you can design. Right, and it provides that is fine. We can still follow up. Thank you so much, Popola. And then you can also it becomes like it's a platform for you to integrate all the other stuff. So from Power Virtual. Previously, I think I showed examples of how you can use it to create, even connect to your own custom APIs and endpoints. So you want the Copilot to send SMS to make some payments. You can also leverage it. Now, some of the questions I keep getting is, okay, so what's the pricing? So as of now, the standard Copilot Studio pricing is about $200 a month, right? But that gives you access to about 25,000 messages, which is interactions a month. There are still, some other license options you can as an add-on to 365, as a standalone into Teams. But like I said, you can try this free today. Just go to the Microsoft.com. Just Google Copilot Studio. You can try it, or you can use the developer account, which I mentioned, and you can get that. So I am going to be using the developer account to do that. So we have our first website, which is gis.gov.gh, right? So before we get started, I have already gone ahead to create the account and I'm started it. So when you get into the experience, this is what you see. Show this video before I get started. That gives a context. Well, I think, you know what? Let me set up this video whilst I try to. So by the time the video is done, I'll probably see if I can tweak what's happening with the audio. So let's go ahead and play this. Stay with me. Awesome. So that is the quick video. Just gives you an overview of what the Copilot Studio is. As you can see, there is Salesforce. That's, like I said, you can integrate with external systems. So today, what are we going to do? We're going to create our first Copilot, which is based off of a website of it, like I said. So you can keep dropping your website. We'll keep adding it, and then we'll try to create a channel. I'll explain what the channel is on how to set connect. So today we're not going to do targeted topics. We're just going to do a general topic, and then if you feel this is interesting, you want me to continue the series, just let me know in chat, comment, and then we'll continue to explore it more into detail. So let's get into it. So this is the UI for Copilot. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to come here a bit. So on the side here, you can see we have Copilot. You can create your plugins, and then there are prompts and there are models. Now, I may mention in the last episode that this used to be called bots, but now they're referring to them as Copilot. So just have that at the back. by clicking the create a Copilot button from this side. So let's do this. I click this, and what name do I want to give to it? So here there are a few things I want to provide. The name of the Copilot, what language, and then boost your conversation with what we call generative answers. That's why I said we're going to use a website today. You can actually also use PDFs. You can use other documents. I'll show this. Let's say what name should we give it to it? Let's say it's called the PowerBot. Or let's call it a Power Copilot. There we go. And we want it to be in English. So now I got the first website from Mr. Ifa. So I'm going to copy it. First of all, let's look at what that website is. So we go here. This is gis.gov.gh. This is just to show you the power of. So this is okay. So this is the Ghana immigration website. So pretty much what we're going to do is that we're going to put this in there. And what will happen is we should be able to do some inference on this in terms of maybe asking it questions. Let's look at. All right. So let's go ahead. And so this is the website, gis.gov.gh. So let's go in. So I'm going to add this, gis.gov.gh. That will be the first part. I can go ahead and, edit advanced options. But today, like I said, I'm going to keep it very simple and straight. So we'll just go ahead and create this. We'll see how to modify it. Now, whilst this is going on, what's going to happen is that now, because it's the first time, it takes a bit of Copilot Studio, or the generative AI, is technically scraping the website, taking all that information you can take to generate a Copilot or a bot, so to speak, that allows you to interact and ask any questions from that website. And when I'm done, I will show you how to add this to a channel. So yeah, looks like our Copilot is done with that email. Sorry, with that website. I see all of you there. Kindly drop more websites. Let's add it. All right. So it says that now we can add images and messages into it. We can do intelligent authoring, which is, yes, we'll see that in subsequent episodes. Right. So as you can see, our Copilot is now done. Right. Ideally, or generally, when you're creating a Copilot or a bot, you have the concept of topics, and the topics are the areas of interest where people can interact. So, for instance, this website, some of the topics or questions people would ask would be about work permit, right? Or would be about visa on arrival, would be about e-visa, or would be about different things pertaining to the Ghana Immigration Service. So these could have been, all these could be messages. Hey, Salam, thanks. It's been a long time. Thanks for joining. We need to catch up. Please send me a message. We need to talk. Thank you so much. So what's happening is that for these would have been topics where if you ask questions specific to that topic, you can create different topics. But what we've done now, which are saying, hey, go through this website, scrape it, and let's try to do something from it. All right. So let's go ahead, and as you can see from this site, there's an inbuilt test section, which is here. Hello, I'm Power Copilot, because that's the name we give to it, a virtual assistant. Just so you are aware, I sometimes use AI to answer your questions. How can I help you? Now, one thing about Copilot or bot is that as part of responsible AI, you are supposed to make sure that you let people be aware of the fact that this is a bot. This is a bot. You need to let them be aware of it. Now, after we've created that, as you can see, we have options here to create more topics or to create a plugin and actions, right? So plugins and actions are ways to connect to your external APIs. So for instance, since the only website we got now is from Ghana Immigration Service, so assuming that Ghana Immigration Service has some custom APIs, check the status of your work permit. All right. Now that will be a plugin or action we will create. So we'll create that plugin or action where within the context of the bot, you can say, hey, I want to check the status of my work permit. And it'll probably ask you what's your last name, what's your passport number. And then when you do that, it would go and use the API, go fetch that information. Like I said, if you feel this is a use case you want to see us build live on the show, drop a comment, talk to me, and then we'll create that experience. All right. Yeah. So we have it. Now let's go ahead. Let's go back to the Ghana Immigration website and let's see what information we can. Okay. So here, done before, but I believe in the power of my Copilot Studio and generative AI, so we can do this. So on the immigration website here, I see these things. I see vision, mission, and core values, right? And because we've pointed website, I believe that I should be able to ask it what is the vision, and it should tell me to become a model immigration service on migration management and national security, right? This is what we have here. Okay, let's see if our Copilot was smart enough to be able to do that. So let's go here and say, what is the mission? No, wait, is it vision or mission? Okay, there's vision. So let's say vision, yes. Okay, so what is the vision? Let's go. Vision of the Ghana, let's see, immigration service. All right, so you can see what I'm doing. So all I have done is I'm saying, hey, Mr. GPT, your Copilot, what is the vision of the Ghana Immigration Service? Let's see if this it goes, it's sending, it's done. Okay, so do you see that? This is interesting. See, look at this. And this is no code. I didn't have to program or type or do anything. But look at this. The question I asked it was right here. I said, what is the vision of the Ghana Immigration Service, right? And look at what our PowerBot gave us. So it went ahead to say, hey, this is it. The vision of the Ghana Immigration Service is to deliver excellence and security. It added footnotes and actually links, or what you call referencing, to where it found it. Now look at the two references. It showed us that we found this on the About Us page, and then we also found this here in this link, which is deep, right? So the AI is pretty much doing all that. So if you click on, if I click on this, it should take me to that page where it found that information. There you go. So it found it here. But I could ask it, and you see it says that surfaced with Azure Open AI. So that's what I keep telling you, that beneath the covers of everything that happens, it's leveraging on Microsoft Open AI and AI services, which is allowing it to do this. Now, this is just working over the data of Ghana Immigration Service. You can imagine. So the more data we feed it, the more smart and intuitive, it becomes. So here, I'll like this, and just to make sure that it's doing it. So let's go ahead and say, I'll go ahead and say, I'll say, can you tell me some of the functions of the service? Let's do this, of the immigration service. Okay, I asked you this question, and again, sending is going to do its own thing, and then boop, look at that. It's giving us some information, as you can see. See text, images, yeah, just allow it for now. Okay, so now you can see that the Ghana Immigration Service has several functions, including examining travel documents, ensuring applications are enforced, regulating money. And you can see that all these things were found here, right? I didn't just one website pointed, which is trying to scrape everything. All right. Now, what I want you to see is that you realize that in asking the question, if you look to the right here, if you look to our right, you can see the trigger, and this one is saying an unknown intent. I talked about the topics, right? So the topics are what triggers where the bot should go look for. So in our case, it's an unknown intent because we are not sure what the person is going to ask. He's going to ask questions about generally the entire migration. And then based off of data sources. So here, if I can click edit, and you can see that the data source is a public website right here, right? The data source is a public website, and it gives a condition, right? If the answer is not blank, show it. So this is very simple, a simple way to easily create, a conversational, Copilot. So here I can go ahead and do generative AI on the left side, and here look closely. So generative, like what we try to do is to do the generative AI, which is tell it go and use this website information. I mentioned that I can go ahead here and add more websites by just clicking add and then putting in the website, and then it will again try to read everything on the website and add it to it. Not ahead and the content moderation, I can determine want to see in our bot to do. We can set that, so you can click here. By default it's set to high, which means that it will generate fewer answers, but the responses will be more relevant to the questions you ask it, right? You can go all the way to low, but you're going to get a lot of inaccuracies. And then the other part of it is that we can also add files. So you could have PDFs. So if you have, let's say, forms, if you have document policies, you can also upload them as files here, right? I can click on upload and then select any PDF or any documents that I feel I need to use as part of the intelligence, of the bot. And when I do that, it's going to, run it again. And for a while, I can now be able to ask the quick power of this just by your website. If you have any questions, so what I'll do is publish once you're done, right? And when you publish it, now you can go ahead. Channels are the point or the outlet to which people interact with your Copilot. In this case, you look closely here on the left side. From here, you will notice that it was using a test chat area. So I could easily enter my questions here, and then the bot would respond to it. So let's go ahead and publish here on the left side. Let's do this. So selecting publish here will now allow me to publish this chat, onto Azure so that it can be accessible at different places. So I'm going to go to publish, and now, so these are the channels, right? It could be a demo website. You could put it on Facebook. You could put it on your own website. You could put it in Skype. You could put it in a mobile app. You could put it in Teams. You could put it in Slack, or you could put it in contact. A lot of them, right? But first of all, what we need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and publish it. I'm using the free account or the test account. So there will be some limitations, but ideally you can go through all we just did. You can go through it and doing a lot of the interesting things that you want to do. So the bot is published. So your users will now see new content. Yeah, so pretty much it is published. Now, after it is published, where do we want to optimize, or how do we want to access it? So I mentioned that you can either use any of the channels. Let me open the demo website on the side, but I can go to channels right here, down here. You can go to channel, and you can see all the channels you can publish your bot. For the purpose of our session today, I'm going to go. Actually, this is in preview, but you can actually export it into your Windows Copilot, which I showed you from the beginning. You could put it in Teams, so people can interact with it. It's not just an external thing. If you have, let's say, internal processes as well, you could also put your internal processes as a Copilot and then have people access it. You can put it in your own custom website. You can put it in a mobile app, be it Power Apps. You can put it in Facebook, Skype, Slack, or even Telegram. And then Twilio, Line, a couple of things you can put it in. You can also do text to speech with it. So in our case, we're going to go to the demo website, which I opened. So this is how the demo website. So in the demo website here, the same way as you can see, let me get rid of my face so you can see what's happening there. So it is the same way. I can say, tell me about the vision of the service, right? And then as you can see, the bot is let's rephrase it. Well, yeah, as you can see, it's a Copilot. I probably didn't. So let's say, tell me the immigration service. All right. And then spin. There you go. The vision of the immigration. If I say, what do I need to get a work permit? So let's see. What do I need to get a work permit? Let's see. Ah, there you go. Look at that. So it says that the requirements for obtaining a work permit include company documents such as certificate of registration, certificate of incorporation, and certificate of operation. So all these things is there. You better hold classes for young kids. Yeah, as for the classes, let's talk. Doing great, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I was asking for more websites. So again, talk about kids. This is another good option. People are saying chat GPTs, or GPT. Put an entire textbook, right? You could feed this with an entire textbook. And then what it's going to do is that now kids can interact with this textbook and then learn more, ask the questions in the way they want to. Even a more fun way would be for those who have personal digital assistants in their house, like Alexa's, Google, and stuff like that. You could also, connect it to it, and they can have conversations, with this document. So as you can see, I asked it, how do I get a work permit? And then it shows me a link to that. So in this case, right, if the immigration service has probably outlined their website and have the forms and all that. Can you give me, download the form for me? Or actually, I want to apply. And then almost immediately, it will probably take you to the application form online to either download. What question? So this is for a work permit. Any question? I'm trying to figure out if there's something we can ask it. A lot of things. So I see fake here. So let's try this. Let's try this. So let's go ahead and say what fake. Let's say I'm trying to see what are how can I structure it well? Let's look at what is the website. When we went there, they said there was some fake news. Let's see. How do we? I'm trying to see if it can pull out this image. Protocol e-recruitment. Okay, so let's see. Let's try this. Is the Ghana Immigration Service recruiting? Let's see what it's going to tell us. Let's see what's going to tell us. If there's anything. Oh, I'm sorry, but I couldn't find any information about the current recruitment status of Ghana Immigration Service, right? But as you can see, links or, things that I can click on to see more information. We can go here, and as you can see, so this is the immigration service has a frequently asked questions section here. So you know what? Let's go ahead and update. Can I use a Ghana card as a traveling document? Oh, okay, good. That's a very good question. Let's say, can I use the Ghana card as a traveling? Oh, and then we'll put me in trouble. Document. Okay, let's ask it. Let's see what the GPT, our Copilot thinks. Yes, you can use a Ghana card as a valid travel document, and this is what the immigration website say, and it's actually from a press release. Let me hide my face before people say I am the one doing it. No. So this was a question I asked, right? I asked that can I use a Ghana card as a traveling document, and then this was the response the board gave us. Right, it says yes, you can use a Ghana card as a valid travel document, but then it gave us a reference to where it picked that information. And so this is it. So this is where it got that information from. Public notice, use of Ghana card as a travel document. The Ghana Immigration Service announced the public effective 1st March. It will begin to admit Ghanaian passengers and dual nationals returning to Ghana on a valid Ghana card. This follows the official. Okay, so pretty much, so that's it. So Adam, you have your answer now. So as you can see, all this information was pretty much consumed by our bot. So if this is, and like I mentioned, we can come back to our bot here, generative AI, and then go to the document, and our bot, more intelligent. So if you want to interact with this bot, let me see. You know what? Let me see if I can. Let's go to my bit. Let me see if I can shorten it so you can simply tell that I am not. I'm not just messing around. So this is it. Bitly. I think I have. Yeah, I know I have an account. Let's close this. Let's log in. Adam, you put me in trouble today. Oh. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go to links and let me create. Let's create a new link. So I'm going to paste it here. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, so it says Microsoft Copilot Studio. So I'll call it the power. We'll call it a Power Pilot. All right. So hopefully, nobody will take that. So guys, all I'm trying to do is just to create. Yeah, there you go. A shorter version of it. So if you go to this URL, bit.ly.powerpilot, and let me try this in a new. That should give you a link to this, the Powerbot Integrator, and you can actually interact with it. And this is going to be based off of the learnings that we added to it in here. So basically, that is how easy it is to create your own Copilot. And all we did was to add the website to it. And so if you go back to the topics like I was mentioning, so as you can see, these are sample topics that you could use. Let's say goodbye. These are just sample topics which you can create so that when you say things around goodbye, greeting, let's say, it will know that, hey, this is a topic you're doing. But like I mentioned, if you look at our let's go ahead and let's look at our coming. I will talk about entities briefly. Try to answer that. So I mentioned that topics obviously are the trigger words that determines or that tells the Copilot where or what section of your Copilot you want to get information from. Now, the concept of entities are from what the person is typing or from what the person is saying. How do you extract certain compositions out of it? And I gave an example. Let's say, still sticking with the Ghana Immigration Service. If they had a service where you could apply for your hey, this is my passport number, ABCD, what is the status of my work permit? Entity extractions would happen, and in this case, passport number becomes pilot would extract and use that to literally call an endpoint. All right. So that is entities, and these are just sample entities. Age, these are types of it. So age, Boolean, color, continent, country, origin, date time, email, event, money, number. So entities can be of anything. So these are kind of like the pre-built entities, as you can see. There is also the custom entities which you would build, like passport number and other information that you can use specifically for your Copilot. So now so here we're talking about so that's it. Analytics here is just a section for you to see the use of your dashboard that shows you the usage of your Copilot over time. So now that there is a public I made the URL shorting and I dropped it in there, pretty much you can go and ask it all the questions. So Immigration Service, you have an unofficial free Copilot that people can leverage. Let's see if we have some questions. No, we don't have any questions yet. So let's wait for this dashboard to load, and when that loads, I'll go ahead and see. Let's try to see if I can put it in no, I won't try Teams. Reason is that if I try Teams is going to capture, Teams will capture my, try something else. So let's see. Yeah, so as you can see, summary, customer satisfaction, you will get information as to how your bot or your Copilot is faring. We've already seen the publishing, and we've published it to a demo site, right? Let's go back to the channel. Let's talk a little bit about this. I want to put it into places like Facebook. There are some extra steps you need to do before you can put this bot in Facebook. So question is, why would I put it in Facebook? So people on Facebook can easily go to your bot and ask all these questions they want to find out. In the same way, why would I want to put it in Slack or Telegram or even WhatsApp at some point? It's just so that people can stay within the same context of application they are using and be able to still interact with your service. Question like the one you asked, can I use a Ghana card as a form of travel? Do I $8.49 here, right? Which you don't necessarily need a human being to have picked up the phone when you call to answer these questions. These are very simple questions. You realize that it saves you time so that the most complex things can be taken care of, right? So that's one of the advantage of it. In terms of extensibility, like I mentioned, you can extend it with different things. I won't do Teams because, like I mentioned, it will hijack my camera because I'm using that to stream, and that might be other stuff. So you can put it in Telegram, you can put it in Twilio, you can put it in, all these things. So you can do a direct line speech where you're speaking, it's taking it, interpret as well. So it is very interesting. It's interesting with the Copilot. Pilot, as it seems. I will be ready to take any questions or try to add some more things to it if there is. So at this point, we're hoping to ask questions, or maybe we should try to see Telegram. Facebook, I have to go and create an for it to go. So let's see. We've tried now custom websites, which would be now. So good thing is good thing. Let's try this. Now I'm going to do something a little mischievous. So when we try, right? Do you notice that as soon as we came to the immigration website, let me take my picture off. I should be able to actually, let me take note of it. So I'll just slide my picture to the side. You notice that something here. They have this thing called "We Are Here," right? Which is supposed to be a chatbot on the site. Welcome to Ghana Immigration Service chat box, right? Add free live chat. Okay, so let's see how interactive their chatbot is compared to what we just created, right? What do I need to get a work permit? Let's see. Well, obviously this is not a smart chat box. It's probably with a live agent. So at this point, my guess is there are no live agent to answer these questions, right? So this is where the importance of having a Copilot coming, because the Copilot would have then be responsible to answer. So could the immigration service have used this Copilot we just created and put it on their website? Yes, they could do that. How would they do that? So we can go back to our channel, and this side you can see here they have the custom website option right here, right? Custom website option. So what they need to do would be to say custom website, and look at this. So this will give them the default embed code. So all they need to do is to copy this code, go to their website. They will see an area where our Copilot would be in there for them to use, which is more intuitive, more responsive, more generative based on the information they give. And the good thing is that they don't have to redeploy it all the time. All they need to do is, whilst you're making the changes to the chatbot, all the other stuff, is coming forth. So that is the advantage of, right? So pretty much, yes, that's it for Copilot Studio. Your content, if you want to see something specific, maybe connecting it to an API, ask it a question, ask it to go do something else, just hit at me, comment in the comment section, and then maybe in the next episode, who knows, I might probably decide to take it a step further. But as you can see, we have been able to create a very basic was taking off of the Ghana Immigration Service website. We're able to ask it questions. It gave us some interesting questions, and we've deployed it. I would share the link to that. You can go test it out. If you're interested and want to just play with it with the data in there, you can just go ahead and play with it. Next week, we're going to come your way with another episode of the Power Series. Okay, how do you do this? How do you do that? We're going to do that. If it's going to be a series continuing to explore all the areas of the Copilot Studio, you're also going to see that. Like I said, so please scan this QR code, subscribe to the channel, share the link, invite people. It's just a place for us to learn. And if you're also interested in learning how to do this in a more, in advanced form, reach out to me. I would also help you to do that. We offer training as well in this, and we can help you do that. Now, if you're in Accra, Ghana, we have a user group, which is the Accra Power Platform user group. We have an upcoming Global Power Platform Bootcamp 2024, February 24th, 2024. So please, if you want to join the WhatsApp group or the Meetup group, this is the QR code to also scan to join so that you get all these updates as well. With that said, I would like to say a big thank you for spending your Sunday evening with me. We'll do this again next week. If you're interested in IoT, which is Internet of Things, catch me on Tuesday at the same time, 8 p.m. on the same channel. I'll be taking you to part 2 of the LoRa stuff. And if you just times a week, just to make sure we spread the word on technology. As I always say, Let's make the world a better place. And obviously, I'm sorry for any sound distortion. I'll be trying to look into the cause of this sound distortion. With that said, thank you so much. Things or stuff for me, and I'll be glad to answer that. Let's be safe. Let's make the world a better place through technology and everything we do. I will catch you next week. Be safe.
Thank you.